Welcome back. Welcome back to another episode of DuntTales TV. On my last video, I covered my geese, my North American geese. This is going to be the sea duck video, my North American sea ducks. I just left on a little trip with the fam and came home, and I had some time to think. And I heard the saying, you got to give a person their roses while they're still alive and can smell them. So at the beginning of this video, and it's relevant, I'm going to talk about a friend of mine, Brett Dickinson, a dude who I met who didn't know me from the moon. He didn't know me from Adam, but he kind of took me under his wing. He put me into the hunting game. He taught me 90% or almost everything I know. I learned from Brett, or I learned from hunting with Brett, locations with Brett, and I really want to give him his roses. So this is who I'm talking about. Insert photo here, Brett Dickinson. And he's a really good friend. For my hood viewers, he fronted me my first sack. He put me in the game. So the very first hunt I ever went on was a sea duck hunt, or the very first sea duck hunt I ever went on was a hunt with Brett. We went to Alaska, and we got this puppy right here. This was one of my favorite ducks, the Harlequin. Brett and I hunted the world famous Eider Island, birthplace of the wind, insert video. Also, we hunted the bridge. Here goes the bridge that we hunted. And it was cold. It was snowy. Here goes some snowed out pictures. We hunted not Nelson Lagoon. We hunted the lagoon. I can't remember the name of the lagoon off the top of my head, but I know that Brett and I hunted and we had a great trip. For me, it was my first time ever getting a sea duck. And this was one of the first sea ducks I ever got. I got a couple of them. Here goes some photos here I insert here from the bridge. And Brett and I had a great trip. I learned a lot about hunting from Brett. I learned a lot about stalking and patience and where to go and how to do your research and how to research outfitters and what to look for. I mean, I just got a ton of wealth, a ton of knowledge from a man who didn't know me anything. And I want to give him his roses and tell him thank you. And I appreciate everything you did. So that first duck here is my Harlequin. Got on Eider Island with Brett. The second bird is my old squaw. I killed this old squaw, insert picture here. Me and Brett is a big believer of do-it-yourself. And he turned me on to the whole DIY duck hunting. And we did it ourselves. We went to St. Paul Island, Island X, a very hard place to get to, a very hard place to duck hunt. On this hunt, we actually were hunting for king eiders. And I had a shot at a king eider and blew it. But I had a shot at this old squaw right here, and I didn't blow that. The old squaw flew by. I shot him. He landed on the rocks. I recovered it. Brett took a photo here. Man, and it was cold. Brett introduced me to cold weather hunting because it was cold, colder than a sieve, a son of a bitch. I mean, it was cold, and we had a great time. I mean, I really appreciate this man. I mean, he put me in the game. None of this hunting that I do would have been without him, and I just want to say thank you. And these two ducks right here, both were mounted by him because Brett's a taxidermist. Both were mounted by him, and both were guiding with him. And I've inserted pictures and videos to show that. So moving on, the next thing are the 3 Scoters. I killed 3 Scoters on both coasts. These Scoters right here, I killed on the West Coast. I killed them with Sea Duck Mike. Shout out Sea Duck Mike. I found his website. Mike, I'm not going to say his last name because I don't want you guys to hit him up, but it starts with a W. Anyway, Mike, I found Mike's old website. He used to be a guide. He used to guide for sea ducks, but he got out of guiding because he took on a regular job. He wanted to have healthcare insurance. He just got a wife and a kid, so he wanted to do the responsible thing, even though he loved hunting. And Mike introduced me to being a sportsman and what it meant to be a sportsman. You can be the best shot in the world and not be a good duck hunter or a good hunter, period. And I've learned that. And Mike also taught me that you can be the best duck hunter, but not be a good sportsman. It's about what you give back to teaching somebody hunting, taking somebody out. Perfect example, what Brett did for me. He didn't know me for shit. He didn't know me from the man in the moon, but he took me under his wing. He introduced me to hunting, and now I love it, and I'm making videos, and I'm trying to get somebody else inspired. And I've introduced people to hunting because of people like Brett and like Mike. Mike and I got all 3 of the Scoters. We got the black, or the common Scoter. we got the surf, and we also got the white wing, the biggest of the three. I got all three of these while hunting with Mike. Insert photos in Washington. And man, when I first met Mike, he didn't want to take me out. I guess that's the story I was going to get back to. He didn't want to take me out because he wasn't guiding anymore. He was just doing it on his own. So I was like, I really got to befriend this guy. So every season I would call him and I would ask him, and it took about 3 or 4 seasons of me trying to contact him and get him to take me out before he finally caved in and agreed. And once he agreed, me and the wife, we drove up to Washington and had a great time. You know, Mike's love of birds is the brant, and he has a goal to hunt all the brant everywhere you can legally hunt him. And I believe Mexico was one of his last places, and he went. But Mike introduced me to what it meant to be a sportsman, what it meant to be, you know, an outdoorsman, a hunter, a fisher, or gatherer, and introduce other people into it. So Mike, thank you. And those are the 3 birds. Also, Mike put me on to that Foxy Lady coffee. Ooh, wait. If you go to Washington, get you some of that. All right, now getting into the stuff that everybody wants to see when it comes to sea ducks. First, we got the eiders. So we got the king eider and the common eider. You can see there I have a spot for the king, the common, and I'm missing the Pacific, right? Also up here, you can see the common, the king, and a spot for the Pacific. We'll get into what's going on with the Pacific and why he's not there. But for now, let's talk about the, real quick, let's backtrack a little bit. So it's Christmas time. You can see here, I got the Christmas lights set up. Another king over there. But down here, Black Santa, I hunted on the East Coast for Scoters. And these Scoters were got with Ruben Perez, East Coast Guide Service. I got all 3. So I got the black, the white wing there, and the surf. I made the little case that the birds are sitting in. Brett did them out, but I got all 3 Scoter with Ruben, which brings me to the common. So the common Scoter here I got with Ruben. On Ruben's hunt, that was probably one of the most, I think I got like 8 or 9 species on that hunt. I got all 3 Scoters, plus the common, plus I got like a hooded, and I think I got a black duck. And man, Ruben was a great dude. I had a good time with him. He was very opinionated, which I liked. He wasn't scared to be himself, and we had a good time. Also with Ruben, I got this this other eider here. You can see got the sails up. Also there on the king. But I had a great hunt with Ruben. Ruben was very affordable. It was a hunt that everybody can go do. And I mean anybody. If you could afford to go on any other duck hunt, you can afford to go with Ruben. He's priced very good, and it's a quality hunt. I mean, you get your money's worth. You get what you pay for when hunting with Captain Ruben Perez, East Coast Guide Service. You get your money. I've inserted a few pictures now already. So that brings us to the last duck, the king of sea ducks, the king of eiders, the king eider. I got this king eider hunting with Captain Charlie Somerville with Aleutian Island waterfowlers. I know that there's some people that love Charlie and there's some people that hate Charlie, but I personally had a great hunt with Charlie. You know, the food was delicious. You know, the experience was great. I have nothing negative to say about Charlie as an outfitter at all. You know, I don't really know him personally, but as an outfitter, I have no problems with Charlie at all. I mean, his hunts are expensive. There's another king. I'll sweep around the room, and you'll see that I have another king over here. Another king. Let's check out that V. You can see the V on that eider there. But personally, I have no beef with Charlie. I actually had a great hunt with Charlie and a great adventure with Charlie. And I would recommend that anybody who wants to go hunt sea ducks, and if you're looking for a king eider, Charlie is probably a guy that you want to contact. So I probably inserted a few photos already about the king eider hunt, but it was good. It was cold, it was windy, it was what you expected, big seas. Chris and I called Charlie the Punisher, because man, he took you over there in a washing machine and he beat the hell out of you. He's trying to get you to give it up. Give up that puke. And man, I almost did several times, but man, overall, it was a great experience. I had a good time. And Charlie Somerville, thank you. I appreciate your hunt. If you like these videos and you want to see more of me and my adventures and people that I've hunted with and guides And these are the mounts that I've also got from it. Share, like, subscribe, comment. I did this video because people were commenting about, you know, seeing more of my ducks and more of my collections and where I got them. But I really want to give a shout out to this dude right here, Greg Dickinson. Man, he put me in the game. He taught me so much and I learned so much, and we've actually are friends. I consider Breck one of my few good friends, a dude that I can, not just hunting, you know, a dude that I can call and talk to and just, you know, conversate with. And please share, like, subscribe for more of my bullshit videos. And I catch you in the next one.